What if I told you that the most valuable tools sitting inside Home Depot right now aren't the ones on the big, flashy end cap displays, aren't the ones with the huge marketing budgets and the sponsored YouTube ads, and definitely aren't the ones the store is pushing hardest for you to buy? What if I told you that the real gold mines, the tools that contractors quietly grab every single trip, the ones that professional reviewers keep ranking at the top of their lists, are tucked away in side aisles, priced so low most people walk right past them without a second glance? The big brands spend millions making sure you see their name first. But the people who actually build things for a living, the ones with sawdust on their shirts and calluses on their hands, they know exactly which cheap tools outperform their expensive counterparts, and they've known for years. Here's what most people miss. There are tools on this list that cost less than your lunch and outperform levels 3 times their price. There's a screwdriver near the bottom of this countdown that's gone viral because it replaces an entire drawer of tools in one handle. And the tool sitting at number 1 has been trusted by framers and roofers since 1925. It's 5 tools packed into one piece of forged aluminum, and it comes with a secret pocket guide that does the math for you. These aren't gimmicks. These are the tools that pros actually carry. Hit that subscribe button because every week we post videos that cut through the marketing noise and show you exactly where the real value is hiding in the places you already shop. Here are 5 cheap Home Depot tools everyone ignores that will transform how you work. Ranked from seriously underpriced to absolutely criminal, how cheap they are. Number 5. The Empire 9-inch Torpedo Level. The $6 precision tool that embarrasses levels 4 times the price. $6. That's the price of a fancy coffee. And for that, you get an American-made torpedo level with 3 acrylic vials giving you plumb, level, and 45-degree readings all in one compact package. Empire Level isn't a name most weekend warriors recognize, but walk into any Home Depot and you'll see their blue and silver products lining the shelves for a reason. Pro Tool Reviews named the Empire EM7510 the best torpedo level on the market, and the E75 series took their best value pick on top of that. The testing backs this up. This thing carries a 4.6 to 4.8 star rating from actual buyers, and it's built on an aluminum reinforced frame with a magnetic edge, so it locks onto steel studs and metal pipe without you holding it. Think about that. $6 for an American-made level that pro reviewers rank at the top of the category.
Why does it get overlooked? Because power tools are easy to get excited about. Nobody films an unboxing video for a torpedo level, but a lot of projects succeed or fail on simple measuring devices, and a cheap plastic level from the bargain bin will cost you way more in crooked shelves and botched tile work than the $6 Empire is asking. Here's how to actually use it. Toss one in your toolbox, keep a second one in your junk drawer, and stop eyeballing things. At this price, there's no excuse not to own 2. You've probably walked past this thing 100 times on your way to the power tool aisle, and that ends today.
Number 4. The Bessey 4-piece clutch clamp set. The German-engineered grip that delivers 600 pounds of pressure for about $8 a clamp. Bessey didn't just make a good clamp, they invented the F-clamp. The entire category exists because of this company, and right now at Home Depot you can pick up a 4-piece set, 2 12-inch clamps and 2 6-inch clamps for around $22. That works out to roughly $8 per clamp for a tool backed by a lifetime guarantee and engineered to deliver 600 pounds of clamping pressure. The numbers don't lie. This set carries a 4.7 star rating across nearly 800 reviews, and the people buying them aren't grabbing one set. They're grabbing a set every trip. One reviewer put it perfectly, saying buy a set of 4 each time you go to Home Depot, and in no time you'll have a fine collection with very little financial pain. Why does this matter? Because if you've ever tried to glue up a panel or hold a workpiece steady with cheap spring clamps, you already know the frustration of things slipping, sliding, and ruining your glue up. 600 pounds of clamping force eliminates that. Some users have noted that newer clamps manufactured overseas can have inconsistent knurling on the bar, so inspect your set in the store before you check out and pick the ones that sit square. Here's how to actually use it. Start with 1 4-pack. Use them on your next project. You'll buy your second set within the month, guaranteed. Every woodworker who's been at this for any length of time has a wall full of Besseys, and there's a reason they keep buying more. You've probably been reaching for those flimsy spring clamps in your garage right now, and this set costs less than a pizza to fix that permanently. If you're starting to see the pattern, if you're realizing that the best tools at Home Depot aren't hiding behind big price tags but behind small ones, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps this reach people who actually care about getting real value from their tools. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you belong here. Number 3. The Husky 94-piece mechanics tool set. The lifetime warranty toolkit that replaces itself for free, no receipt required. This set runs around $89, which sounds like the most expensive item on this list until you realize what you're actually getting. A full 94-piece mechanics set with 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch drive ratchets, a comprehensive socket selection, and a blow-molded case to keep it all organized. But the real story isn't what's in the box, it's what's behind it. Husky's lifetime warranty is legendary for one specific reason. No questions asked, no receipt required. If a ratchet breaks, if a socket strips, you walk into Home Depot with the broken piece and walk out with a new one, period. The numbers don't lie. Those ratchets run a 72-tooth mechanism, which gives you a 5-degree arc swing. That means you can work in tight spaces where a standard ratchet would need twice the clearance to get the next click. 5 degrees of swing in a confined engine bay or behind a toilet flange where you can barely fit your hand. That's not a luxury. That's the difference between finishing the job and calling a plumber. One reviewer summed it up honestly, calling it probably all the average homeowner would ever need to complete most jobs around the house. And that's exactly the point. This isn't trying to be a master mechanic's professional cabinet. It's trying to be the set that handles every repair a homeowner actually faces, and it does that with a warranty that means you'll never buy another set again. Here's how to actually use it. Keep it in your garage, keep it in your trunk, keep it anywhere you might need to turn a bolt. The lifetime warranty means it's the last basic set you'll ever need to buy. You've probably got a junk drawer full of mismatched sockets right now, and this set ends that chaos for under $90. Number 2. The Klein 11-in-1 multi-bit screwdriver, the viral pocket workshop that replaces an entire drawer of drivers. This tool has gone viral for good reason. For around $25 to $30, you get a single screwdriver that carries multiple bit types and nut drivers hidden inside the handle, all in a compact, impact-rated package. Klein tools built their reputation on professional-grade electrical equipment, and this screwdriver is the distillation of that expertise into one tool that fits in your back pocket. Every electrician and HVAC tech who carries one knows it. Customers consistently praise this thing for its versatility and the sheer convenience of swapping between Phillips, flathead, and nut driver sizes without digging through a toolbox. It's impact-rated, meaning it can take hits from a hammer when you need to persuade a stubborn screw, and the bit storage system means you're never hunting for the right driver again. Why does it beat carrying a traditional screwdriver set? Because 11 tools in one handle means 11 fewer things to lose, 11 fewer things to dig through, and one tool that handles the vast majority of fastener situations you'll encounter in a day. Every pro who's carried one knows it. Some users have noted that certain bits can be tight to remove from the handle at first, so break them in a few times when you get it, and they'll loosen up to a smooth swap. Here's how to actually use it. Put this in your kitchen junk drawer, your glove box, or your go bag. When a light switch cover needs tightening, a door hinge needs adjusting, or an outlet plate needs replacing, this is the one tool you grab instead of dragging out the whole kit. You've probably got 6 different screwdrivers scattered across your house right now, and this single tool replaces all of them. Number 1. The Swanson 7-inch Speed Square. The 100-year-old 5-in-1 tool that comes with a secret cheat sheet and costs $16. Back in 1925, Albert J. Swanson had an idea to determine the pitch of a roof, and the Speed Square was born. By 1930, demand was high enough to begin commercial interstate sales. 100 years later, every rafter square on the market essentially models its design after his original. That's not brand loyalty, that's dominance. And you can own the original for $16. Pro Tool Reviews ranked the Swanson aluminum Speed Square as one of their top 10 go-to tools in the framing and construction business, calling it simply one of the tools you will invariably keep in your tool belt. The field results speak for themselves. This single piece of heavy-gauge forged aluminum is actually 5 tools in one. A tri-square, a miter square, a protractor, a line scriber, and a saw guide. 5 tools, 1 pocket-sized piece of metal, $16. But here's what most people miss. Every Swanson Speed Square comes with a pocket-sized blue book, a comprehensive guide packed with inch rise per foot run data for any pitched roof. The math is already done for you. You don't calculate angles, you look them up. Made in the USA since 1925, carrying a 4.8 star rating, and beloved enough that one reviewer wrote, "You don't know you need it until you have it." Why does it get overlooked? Because it looks simple. It looks like a triangle. And most people don't realize that triangle can mark rafters, guide circular saw cuts, check 90-degree angles, measure any roof pitch, and scribe perfectly straight lines. Here's how to actually use it. Clip it to your belt or toss it in your apron. The next time you need a straight cut with the circular saw, hold the Speed Square's lip against the board edge and run your saw along the flat side. Perfectly square cut, every single time. You've probably been eyeballing your cuts in the garage right now, and this $16 tool made in America for a century is waiting to fix that. If you made it all the way to the end, you've just learned something most people never will. The best tools at Home Depot aren't the ones with the biggest displays or the highest price tags. They're the ones that pros have been quietly grabbing off the shelf for years, sometimes decades, because the performance is undeniable and the price is almost insulting. Smash that like button. If this changed how you think about shopping at Home Depot, drop a comment and tell me which one surprised you most. Team Swanson Speed Square? Team Klein 11-1? Team Bessey Clamps? I read every comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'd love to have you on this journey with us. Remember, the best tools aren't behind the flashy end cap display. They're in the quiet aisle, priced so low you almost miss them, waiting for you to finally pick them up.